Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you some more scrap mechanic. Today we're going to be building some mobile artillery. As you can see, I've already started on the base and I've got the steering in place. And whoa, I'm not really sure what's happening with the wheels there, but anyways, I'm not going to show you how to do the skid steering because this is not my original design. This is somebody else's design for skid steering. I've done some modifications to it, and I'm doing it on a much bigger scale than they were doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and point it out in the description. If you want to learn how to do skid steering for your tanks and anything like that, there's a couple good videos. I'm going to have them linked in the description. It's Menace Gaming, and I think the Frowning Lizard were the two videos that I looked at, and they're absolutely fantastic videos, so I would suggest you check them out if you want to kind of learn how to do this steering. But anyways, we're going to be doing a mobile artillery. This will be available to download. It's also in the description. We'll get this set up. This is also going to be in the world that the little farm equipment and the 2.5 ton truck are in. So if you're interested in downloading that, it's going to be down in the description. Let's see what we're going for here. I'm going for a mix between modern and World War II style artillery here. I really love the design of it's the M7 Priest. It's got an awesome mobile artillery or self-propelled, whatever you want to call it. It's got a really awesome design. It's kind of open, and I had a model of that, and I absolutely love that. So we're kind of creating a modern take on that. So I got most things in place. I've got 12 electric motors powering this bad boy, so it's definitely got a lot of power, but this is going to be a huge build, so. Am I getting that matched on each side? This is one thing that it's really hard to do when you start placing a lot of blocks, that I'm trying to match 4 corners up here and trying to do them all at the same time. Let's see. My ideal is to pretty well cover up all the wheels. Of course, we don't have tracks in the game, and I would really love for some sort of block to be like tracks, because that would be just absolutely awesome. So I've got them placed. They look like tracks. You've got the all the wheels on the ground except for the ones in the front and the back. That's if the tank, I say tank, it's not a tank, but if it tips forward and backwards it would catch. So yeah, I've got that all set up. That looks good. I haven't dealt with any frame rate drops, and that's really surprising considering how much is going on here. Like I said, 12 electric motors, got some sensors, a lot of bearings. If you go look at those videos, each wheel has 3 bearings on it now. It's a crazy design, and it was something that I initially started trying to do something like it, and then I was like, man, there's got to be something easier. And then I finally found those videos on YouTube, and I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a little bit better than what I was doing. So that's definitely been a big help, and it's really cool. I do worry, I've already got them pretty well powered up, and I really worry that this thing's going to be really heavy. I mean, I already know it's going to be heavy, but I hope that it still actually works after I put all the weight that I'm going to put on here. So fingers crossed. Let's hope that works out for us. Paint job wise, we're probably going to paint it the same paint. I mean, there's not really any good army paint schemes, and I'm not really 100% sure how to do a camo paint job on here. So we're probably going to go with the green that we used on the 2.5 ton truck. So we'll go with that. Let's see. Also, if you watch my last episode, my last build, I talked about Planet Coaster and doing another episode of that. I know we're going off topic a little bit, but that's going to be delayed till tomorrow. I had some issues with my recording, and it was freezing a lot, so I want to get that worked out because I really want to show you guys the progress I made on that park. So I figured we'll go ahead and get the scrap mechanic episode out first. But I'm pretty sure nobody's going to complain about that because it's probably what majority of you are here for. So let's see. This is going to be a pain to get up and down on. But yeah, we'll continue this. Probably, I'm pretty close to. I need to start painting here in a minute to go ahead and get that knocked out. Let's see. The driver's going to set over to the side here. He's actually going to. He's going to set far back, I would say. He's going to be the only thing that's going to be enclosed. The rest of the crews, I wouldn't say they're going to be exposed, but let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna leave the hole that big, but yeah, it's kind of the plan, and that's the only thing you're gonna be able to look out of. But yeah, the crew and the priest, they're kind of exposed. I mean, they do have walls around them, but this is one of those vehicles that it's not going to be like directly, well, it shouldn't be directly involved in combat. It's supposed to be kind of in the background, providing support. Of course, it's armored. I mean, it's prepared to take some hits. So that's the ideals. I'm going to try to put as much armor as possible on here, but I am worried about weight. This is probably going to be one of my biggest armored build. I mean, I will think once I think about what all is going to be on here, this will be my biggest armored build or biggest metal build. So the only one that might come close, the Mad Max build, but the weight would be a little more distributed, like from front to back, compared to this thing's going to be like a big, massive, just blob of metal. So let's see, it looks good. Let's trim a little off here. I'm going to need to build the base in, and we'll start painting, because I don't want to get behind on that, because that'll be a pain, especially if I finish the thing and have to go back and paint. You can drag the paint across all the blocks, but the little slant blocks, you have to paint each one of those individually, so that's kind of sucks. Gun-wise, of course, scrap mechanic, I've seen some working guns. This isn't going to have a working gun. It's just going to be there for cosmetic. I've seen some really cool designs for guns, but most of them would not fit on here. And the whole fact that you're just going to be flinging them. I mean, I haven't seen anything that truly like shoots a block or something really powerful. I've seen some stuff that basically just flings a block. Until we can figure out, or until we get the right blocks to do that, it's not going to have a working gun. I want to use that big pipe, because I think that would look cool, especially when it tilts up and it looks like the big cannon. So we're going to just use that. It's really just it's one of those vehicles where I created, it's more really for looks. I mean, I want it to work, but of course the gun itself's just not going to work. But, if any of you come up with the design, you will have it to download, so, you never know. Let's finish the base here. I'm going to enclose the driver. I've already covered up the sensors. I had a little bit of issue with them. I had to make sure that they weren't just going off, because they actually control some of the motors. It's a awesome, I cannot suggest it enough to go look at those videos, because he has just an awesome setup with these sensors and how it activates the electric motors and turns the tank. So this is the piece I am thinking for the gun. And we're just going to throw this out. And like I said, it's just going to tilt up and down. This is not the, some people when they see, mobile artillery, they think of, I'm going to be able to have, a turn on there. Well, the Priest didn't have a turret. It was more it can go up and down. And a lot of artillery is like that. Some do. Some have, this big turn. And I can't stress enough that's not what I'm going for. I'm going for a modern looking Priest. So if you don't know what it looks like, actually just look up a picture. It's really cool. But yeah, so as I know somebody's gonna I don't say somebody's gonna complain in the comments well, why doesn't it have a turn on it? Well, that's the reason. I'm going for a modern take on the Priest, whatever you want to call it. But it's always an option. I really like the skid steering. I would definitely build, if I built a tank soon, it's gonna be smaller than what this is, because this thing is it's massive. But I mean, when I think of artillery, I think of just massive pieces. So definitely, if I build a tank in the future with an actual turret on top, it's gonna be smaller than this. Let's see. Somebody was asking earlier on the comments. They were just asking me to build a military themed world. Well, that's going to be kind of what you can download. It also is going to come with some farm equipment in it too. I just felt like sticking it in, I stuck it in that world. I wasn't even really thinking about it. I thought, oh yeah, I've got the 2.5 ton truck in there. So I was like, well, let's just put it in that world. So, you kind of get a military themed world, but you also get some farming equipment in there too. So enjoy if you download this. Let's see. Man, I can only imagine that cannon going off right beside the driver. So we definitely need to enclose him and protect him, because I imagine, I don't even know how you would be able to take that. The percussion's got to be just, well, you know what? I think it's like any other gun. You know, if you're kind of right beside it or right behind it, you don't really get the percussion. You don't really get the loudness. But I mean, this thing's huge, so I can imagine if this was like an actual cannon, this would be absolutely just terrifying. So let's see. We gotta go around there. I'm gonna hook some controllers up, a couple buttons. I need to find like a hatch for the tank here. Let's go ahead and make sure it still moves. I haven't tested it in a while. I imagine this thing is absolutely heavy. Seems to be working, but only time will tell once we get the roof on and get all the equipment and all the other good stuff that I'm going to have in here. So, something's binding up a little bit. I have to look at that. Ooh, got a little bit of frame rate drops there. That was, I think it's my first frame rate drop. I don't know. Hopefully that's not a thing. I'm actually kind of surprised it hadn't dropped more, but I actually think they've been working on the game quite a bit, optimizing it, so it does seem like it works better. They did something with the memory. I kind of read through the patch notes. All I know is it basically said the game's going to run better even with more blocks. So, you know, I was like, I'm all for that. I hate it when you build like a huge build and then you set it down and the game just freaks out. And I think that's primarily what's caused some of my crashes. So, anyways, let's continue moving here. I need to get some buttons. I don't know if I'm gonna need that many buttons, to be honest with you. I think the tank or the turret control is gonna be on the outside because that's where the crew would be. Let's see. You know, I'm gonna use that grate. That would make a very cool looking hatch. If I can place it here. Come on, you finicky bastard. There we go. Let's see. That looks good. Let's hook it up. It's just going to stick straight up. I need to find a better way onto this tank. Maybe I can... Well, I say I'm going to attach a ladder, but, you know, of course the ladder doesn't work in the game, so... Can't really do that. Let's see. I need to cut a hole in the side here, because... kind of placed the hatch there, but I don't have a way back in. I need to actually open it up. So by default, it's going to stay open, and gotta reverse it. But yeah, by default, it's going to open up, and then you get in, climb in, hit the button, which I'm going to map to the control or to the seat, and that's it. I mean, working hatch. This thing's going to be really hard to see out of, but I don't know if there's really a tank that is easy to see out of. I mean, it's kind of why you always have like a commander on top guiding you. At least until, you know, the battle starts, and then you gotta kind of tuck down. Yeah, I can't get over, like, how cool this looks, so I'm definitely happy here. Let's do a little bit of testing, and, seems like we're really kind of binding up here on the wheels. Let's see if we get it to turn here. I might have gone too low with the, whoa! Well, I'm not really sure what's causing the wheels to fly and flop around like that. That's crazy. You know what I think it is? I think I've gone too low on the metal. I'm probably going to have to shave a little bit of it off. Yeah, I'll have to find an alternative to this. I'm assuming it's just the contact that the wheel's making, and it's just causing it to absolutely freak out. But let me shave off. Oh, I missed a spot. But yeah, I'm going to shave off a little bit and see kind of what happens here with it. Let's see. Let's cut this off, and we'll see if this frees it up. There we go. Alright, let's hop back up in this and give it a test. But yeah, we're making good progress here. Besides the base, which took me almost 2 hours because I'm not very good at following video instruction, this is going good. Let's see. I need to put... Maybe I can store stuff there. Would that be... That probably wouldn't be up to standard of modern military. I don't know. I'm going to stick boxes here, and that's going to represent like where the shells are. I'm sure they store it a different way. I would think you would want to store it a little bit safer way. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. This is where the crew's going to set. So we'll set them all here. And let's see, boxes there. Probably need to make a divider or something. That way you can kind of somewhat save the crew. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go ahead and paint these things black. And then we'll paint the driver black. And we'll paint that black. Let's go ahead and paint the let's paint the buttons red, because red normally means something important. So I'm gonna paint those red. Let's see. We're gonna go in here, and you know, I'm still thinking about extending the barrel of the cannon out. We'll look at it again here in a minute. Let's grab some cosmetic items. Of course, you got to have the duck. Now, what it is about the duck, but you have to have it on your build. So, let's see. Let's stack those. All right, that's going to represent where we're storing the shells. Of course, I mean, that might have been acceptable in like World War II or something, but I'm pretty sure we wouldn't do that in a modern situation. But I don't know really what to do there. I mean, I could make like a compartment, but I kind of like everything being out in the open, especially with the crew, because it just represents kind of like the way the priest was. So I think I'm going to keep it like that. Oh, you don't want that red. It's like painting a target on yourself. Let's see. Those are really green. Maybe I should switch the boxes up to like a dark brown. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. I'm about to fix this. That's really ugly. There we go. Yeah, we'll put a divider in here. I've got to add a switch to make the gun. Like I said, the gun's just going to tilt up and down. We're keeping in the spirit of the older style. So a lot of the maneuvering, the skid steering, of course, you would have to, you know, maneuver left and right, and then I guess the spotter will call out a distance, and you would be ready to fire here. Let's see, kind of build up around this gun, and I don't know. I would assume I have to see where they load. I don't know if they load these things up from the side. I'll have to watch a video on that, or see if I can find more information, or if they load them from the back. So I'm gonna leave the back open. Let's see. I'll place a controller. Wait a minute. What if I put it... No, that wouldn't fit right there. Maybe there? No? Maybe I really just want to switch. Maybe I should hide the controller. I'll stick it down there for a second. We'll see. Stick the duck out. I'm going to have the duck. Let's see. Let's grab the button. And let's hook it up. Wait a minute. It's already hooked up. Oh, I put a controller up there. Yeah, let's just keep that controller. That'll work. Let's go down there and see if we can work with it. I don't know how high we want this to tilt. You know, I almost want to put it on something where I can have more control of it. Like, oh, that looks cool. But yeah, oh, that might be too tall. I don't know if I'm just going to keep it where, you know, the button's just going to make it go up and down. Of course, I could come up with other methods to control it, you know, make it go up and down at different angles. I don't know. I think for the sake of time here that I'm going to keep it just under a button. But hey, you guys are more than welcome. If you want to, you know, go in here and download this, if you want to go in here and make some modification, that's, you know, that's up to you. But for time's sake, I'm going to have to do this because I've got a lot of things going on today. Let's see. Let's paint that. But yeah, the skid steering took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. I'm not good at following video tutorials for some reason. Like, I thought I was good. I had everything hooked up, and then the next thing I know, it was just spinning around in circles. So yeah, it took a little bit to figure out. Let's see, would that be a suitable replacement for the side paneling? It looks cool. I don't know. Let's go stick it on this side. Let's see. Place all of it here. I bet you if we painted that would look awesome. So let's go ahead and paint this. Yeah, we're almost ready to go here. I'm gonna do a couple more cosmetic items and just, I don't know, doll it up a little bit. We'll add like some sort of ladder to the side of it and maybe some signage, and should be ready to give it a full-fledged test to make sure everything works. Alright, getting slight frame rate drops here, but let's climb up in here. I mean, I wish I could use that ladder, but yeah, here's where the crew sits. There's the storage for the shells. You got the button over there to control the gun. A little danger sign. Yeah, that looks cool. I really like the way the inside looks. it does remind me of the old priest, so that's kind of neat. Let's go ahead and stick just kind of top it off here. We always have to have some sort of def sign, so let's shove that there and kind of go over the other side and hit it. Stuck some lights in the front. I don't necessarily know if it needs the lights. Looks cool. But yeah, that gun, I'm glad I added the extra piece to it because it just makes it look so much meaner. So let's go up here and we're going to climb in and test this thing out. Just kind of use just the back here to climb up into it. But yeah, it looks really cool in here. Let's go jump down here. This is where the crew would be loading and preparing to fire the gun. Let's go and hit it. I didn't make it go, I think probably angle-wise this is pretty good. I didn't want to make it go, like at first I had it go almost straight up and I look silly, so. Let's jump down here and test this thing out. Here's what the inside looks like. I know that front might bother some people with it not being where you can see, like the right side wall is really close, but I had it that way to kind of just clear that gun, and I needed some sort of paneling because if that gun went off and you were right beside it, I understand some of the percussions, the way it works, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it, so we have a little bit of protection there. Let's go ahead and take off. It's not the fastest thing. I've got the motors maxed out. Well, there's a way you've got to do it. You can't max out all the motors. It's a way to get it to turn, but this is about as fast as it's going to go, and it's mainly because this thing is absolutely heavy. I mean, just look at it. There's just so much metal. There's so many things just working in there. So it still travels at a decent speed, I'd say, and it still turns on a dime. This steering is absolutely amazing. I love the way they did it. When I first started Scrap Mechanic, one of my first builds was going to be a tank, and I couldn't figure out the steering at all to get it to do this, but I started to, and they just really just finished it off, those videos. But yeah, you can spin it all the way around, no problem. Let's see, let's travel back over to the farm, and we're going to wrap this video up. Like I said, if you'd like to like the video, subscribe, any and everything helps. Everything's going really good. Hopefully we'll have some Planet Coaster. That was supposed to be today, but things got screwy. I lost some time in it. Today's been a really, I wanted it to be more a productive day than it was, and it really wasn't. This was good. I'm extremely happy with this. The skid steering took longer than I thought it was, and I was planning on I was going to do like a Planet Coaster video, and then of course that footage was all frozen and screwed up, so. Yeah, where's the farm? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I had to find the farm again. But yeah, this will be available to download. We'll get some Planet Coaster going tomorrow, and we'll definitely have some more Scrap Mechanic coming for the weekend. I've got some more planned builds. This was one of my bigger builds. It's not necessarily a really complicated. I mean, it's still well, it's extremely complicated when it comes to the skid steering, but that really wasn't my deal. That was somebody else's design. So definitely credit goes to them because this is absolutely awesome that it works and it looks cool. So, anyways, it's gonna wrap it up. Link, remember, gotta make sure I've reminded everybody of everything. Check these other channels out. They are the reason this works. Here's the download and all that other good stuff down there. But anyways, yeah, that's going to wrap it up, and we will see you guys next time. Let's go find a spot to get a sweet screenshot. Let's tilt the gun up real quick, and we'll go out to the outside.